The World's Strongest Man have just announced the groups for this year's competition. Groups have been announced earlier than last year, earlier than we expected.
Yeah,
but the groups have been announced.
Yeah.
5 groups, 5 athletes in each group, which was always going to make them harder, having one less athlete. But just looking at these groups, we'll go through them in a second, but there are some nasty, nasty groups here.
We knew it was going to be the case, though. I tried putting some together myself, and it's impossible to not end up with
I've had a few people sending me their groups kind of leading up to this.
Yeah.
It is so hard to do.
Okay, so kicking off group number 1 then, we've got Austin Andrade, who made his first final in his debut last year.
Yep.
We've got Thomas Evans returning for his 3rd year at World's Strongest Man. Not made the final yet, but he's had some great performances in other shows.
Almost a surprise that he hasn't made the final yet, especially with how good he's been at other shows. But as thus far, he's not made a final of Worlds.
We've got Jaco Schoenwinkel, who made the final on his first appearance, I believe.
He was brilliant in his first year at World's Strongest Man until he got injured.
Yes. Tom Stoltman, reigning champion, 3-time champion.
He's made a few finals before.
Yes, he has. And Eddie Williams from Australia, who's been getting better and better.
Last year at Worlds, he was really good. This group, straight away, starting off, group number 1, bear in mind you've got the current World's Strongest Man, 3-time winner of World's Strongest Man. This is a tough group.
This is a nasty group to start the show with. I would not be happy with this group. If I was Tom, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want, Austin and Thomas.
You've got 3 former finalists, plus Thomas Evans, who's, he's established himself in some of the major competitions, and Eddie Williams, who's done very well at Worlds last year, and, he's been improving
in Vegas,
a lot.
he was great. He was on the podium.
He was indeed. This is a stacked group. And as a 3-time winner of World's Strongest Men, you're going to be confident in yourself. But you'd look at that and you'd think,
bloody hell.
Damn, that's a tough group.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to take it easy. I know we kind of really can't take it easy this year because everything will count towards the final.
Yeah.
But even just looking at this as an individual group, Austin Andrade has just got better and better and better every time we see him. But finalist at World's Strongest Man last year, Jaco Schoenwinkel's been very quiet he got to the World Tour Finals last year, but he was ill, didn't compete at all to the level we can expect from him. Very, very tough group for Tom Stoltman, this.
Yeah, I think so. So if we just quickly run through the events again to remind people, they're starting with the loading race. They've got an overhead medley, very similar to what we saw at Europe's Strongest Man, where it's going to be 8 reps in total. They've got this new throwing event, Titan's Toss.
Yeah. They've
got a deadlift for reps, and then they've got the stone medley finisher, which all athletes have to do this year. It's not a head-to-head decider. So it's going to be tough. I think
Tom with those events, and Tom being Tom, he comes into World's Strongest Man in shape. I don't think he'll have a problem getting to the final, but he's going to have to work. That's all I'm saying there. I think when you go on current form, probably looking at Austin Andrade as the next man. But Thomas Evans, Jaco Schoenwinkel, very dangerous athletes, as is Eddie Williams on certain events as well. Could be a real dogfight into the very final event on this one, and I think it could be an exciting group. Group number 2, starting off with Wesley Dowinski from Canada. Then we've got Paddy Haynes, Mitch Hooper, the former champion, Bryce Johnson, and Matt Ragg.
This is another tough group. I don't think the top 2 seeds have been given it that easy this year, to be honest. Although you look further down now, I think it gets worse.
Yeah, well, straight away, this is another group with 3 former finalists before in Wes Dowinski, who placed 5th last year? 6th last year. Mitch Hooper, who won 2 years ago, and Matt Ragg, who's been, an awesome athlete the last few years. I think Matt was 4th in last year's World's Strongest Man.
Bryce Johnson's a monster, and Paddy, we know, is great at these events.
Sure, yeah. And they're going to be seen as the underdogs in this group, without question. I think my heart kind of goes Mitch Hooper and Matt Ragg to get through this group. Matt probably looking a little bit more in form recently, especially in his training. He's looked very good.
We should be talking about this as a bloody hard deadlift group, isn't it? And this group are going to be going first on the deadlift. This
is a very tough deadlift group. You've got Paddy Haynes, who's a great deadlifter, Mitch Hooper's a great deadlifter, Matt Ragg is a massive deadlifter. All of those guys are going to put up some big numbers.
Yeah.
They're going to have to just push. I mean, Paddy Haynes joint with Rauno and the deadlift at Europe's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
Matt Ragg, one of the biggest deadlifters out there. Mitch Hooper, one of the biggest deadlifters out there. I think this could be potentially a winning group of deadlifts, but having to go early could be interesting.
Yeah, well, they're just going to have to go all out, aren't they?
I think this year they have to anyway.
Yeah.
There's no holding back if you want to make the final and win the final. Yeah. But I would kind of put my money on Mitch, and I think I'm going to go with Matt Ragg to get through on this one. Although, with the type of events that are in this heat, I wouldn't be surprised to see a shock result here.
No, I wouldn't.
If it was more of like if it was like the max events, then 100% I'd put more money on.
Throw-in, it shakes things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Paddy is so fast as well. Like, he's the one I'm thinking, oh, maybe he could. But the overhead could just be too far
Wesley
off.
Dewinski's a great thrower.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Of course he is,
You know, Wesley can throw. This is going to be a fun group to watch.
Bets are
Absolutely.
Who knows? This is my heartbreak group. So group number 3, we have Shane Flowers from the UK. This is actually only Shane's second time at Worlds. Lucas Hatton making his debut appearance here. Mateusz Kiliashkovsky returning.
How many times did we say that these two could end up in the same group?
I know. Like, they actually listened when we didn't want them to. Evans Nana is in this group. Team Loz athlete. And Reino Nel as well, who there's so much buzz about right now. He was, of course, the Champions League winner last year. Now, Reino, Mateusz and Lucas are 3 names I see thrown around a lot as these guys will definitely be in the final. We know straight away that's not the case.
This is a really interesting group, though, because this is the first group. We've had 2 groups with 3 former finalists.
Yeah.
Now we've got a group with only 1 former finalist.
But it's still a super nasty
group.
But
you've got one of the new main men on the scene right now in Lucas Hatton. I think Lucas Hatton is a top 5, potentially top 3 guy in the world right now. Shane Flowers has been looking amazing in training. Mateusz Kiliashkovsky looking like he's coming back into some decent form. 3rd at Europe's. Won the Siberian Power Show.
Yeah.
Reino Nel is someone that a lot of people are talking about. We haven't seen him at this level yet, so I'm still waiting to see how he performs. But from everything I've seen of him, he's a fantastic athlete. Evans Nana, he's been chucked into the butt. Evans has some good events. He's very fast. Things like the loading will suit him. Good deadlifter as well. In maybe the not the strongest deadlift group out there.
No, it's true. Yeah.
So this is an interesting one. I mean, Shane, an amazing thrower, very solid deadlifter. His overhead's improving, decent at stones. You got Lucas Hatton, who's just a beast. Mateusz Kiliashkovsky, I think, other than the deadlift, he's got very, very good events in this year's competition, or this heat, the heat events anyway. Reino, as I said, we're sort of yet to see. Could be another really tough group, but my gut would say Lucas Hatton and Kiliashkovsky get through. You're gonna be very like.
I don't
you're
know.
not gonna put anything out there this year.
No, I have to, but I don't know. Like,
that's the fun.
Yeah,
thing.
probably. Like, I think thank God for Mateusz to have that stone event last, because I don't think anyone beats him on that. The Stones of the World event.
But that would actually suit him more if we were back in the old format where it was 3rd against 2nd. Now that everyone does every event, it's less important because you can pick up. You might pick up 1 or 2 points, but it's not like before where you could be 5 points behind 2nd place and still get through. So it tightens things up a little bit. I think in that
excellent points. Damn it.
In that aspect.
Oh no.
I think it's going to be a tough group for sure.
Really close. Yeah, horrible group.
Group number 4, we are starting off with a former 3rd place finisher in the final, Maxime Boudreau. The youngest man in the competition, Andre Foitu. Tristan Hoth, who was in the final last year. Trey Mitchell, he's finished 4th at Worlds before. Yeah. 2-time winner of the Strongest Man on Earth. And the future, the current Europe's Strongest Man, Luke Richardson. What do you think of this group?
It's another really tough group, isn't it? Like, Maxime Boudreau always performs at World's Strongest Man.
I've been talking about finalists. This one has 4 finalists in it.
Yeah.
4 previous finalists.
Yeah.
So this
is an absolutely if everyone comes in their best shape, this is a horrendous group. Horrendous.
Really, this is a very tough group.
I mean, you've got Andre, who's absolutely brilliant at overhead events. I mean, he's good all round, but I think that's where he really excels. Tristan Hoth won his group last year in his debut performance.
Tristan was He was so good up until that Worlds, and then I think the only thing that kind of probably made him look a bit more average is he just had to do a lot of competitions against the very best guys. Now he's had a bit of a break. He's coming in fresh. He's known he's qualified for this competition. I think he'll be in shape.
I think so. Trey has just been looking unstoppable recently. He's looked better every time we've seen him.
A monster.
And Luke Richardson's on a roll as well. And again, he just won Europe's Strongest Man with quite similar events. Obviously, we didn't have the throw or the stone event, but yeah, I don't.
Well, I'm going to pick a pair that I think will make the final. But again, I think, all these groups, there's going to be a lot of excitement. I think it could be down to the wire. There's going to be upsets. But my heart says go with Trey Mitchell and Luke Richardson on this one.
I think my heart says the same thing. My heart is conflicted. So finally, group number 5, we have Andrew Flynn from the UK for his debut performance. Nick Gardione, winner of OSG, also making his debut. Pavlo Cordiaca, former Europe's Strongest Man. He's come 6th at World's Strongest Man before. Evan Singleton, 3rd place last year. And Luke Stoltman, 2-time Europe's Strongest Man. So
another tough group, and another group with 3 former World's Strongest Man finalists in.
Yeah.
This, again, hard one to predict. Pavlo has very good events in the heats. Evan Singleton has to be the favourite, I think, in this group. He's looking like a man possessed.
It's good, isn't it?
I should imagine it's very good.
Yeah.
The only
I can't
thing with him, he can be a bit reckless sometimes, but he's so explosive, so I think his throwing is good. Luke Stoltman, former Europe's Strongest Man, the current Britain's Strongest Man. He's looking fit and athletic at the moment.
Well, we didn't get to really see him perform at Europe's, did we?
No, he was ill going into Europe, but we saw he was in great shape at Britain's.
He was.
And Andrew Flynn and Nick Gardione, both very, very good up-and-coming athletes. The speed, more athletic type events, I think, will really suit those guys.
Nick is a great thrower as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see him throw. The deadlift will be interesting in this group. It's not the strongest deadlift group.
No, it's interesting when you look at the groups and you kind of compare. When you think like deadlift groups or pressing groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This is an interesting one as well. But I think things like the throw could be interesting. The loading could be interesting. Deadlift as well. Evan Singleton, clearly the big deadlifter in that group, I would say.
But after
Pavlo, Luke, Nick, Andrew, none of them known as like monster deadlifters. So
no, I think it could end up being really close in that
group. Could be very,
group.
very close. I'm going to say Evan and Luke Stoltman. Pavlo, maybe. You just don't know. But I would have Evan as my favourite in that group, definitely.
I think Evan's the favourite. I think after that, it's really unclear.
I agree. I think
that could be another very close group.
I think there's potential for nail-biting finishes in each and every one of these groups, and I'm sure that's what World's Strongest Man want. Remember, this year, groups can't really take it easy because the top 10 or top 2 of each group that make the final, their points will then be compared as if they were all in one competition together.
Yeah.
And then that will count towards the first event of the final. So they will go in, whoever had the most points at the end of the heats will go in with 10 points, and whoever had the least amounts will go in with 1, as if it's an extra event for the final.
Yeah, so
it stops athletes being able to coast and kind of say, oh, that guy's only done 5 reps, I only have to do 6 in my group.
Yeah.
They can't do that this year because they're going to be comparing against the other groups as well.
And it has been confirmed also, we briefly touched on it, that they are going to alternate who starts each event first. So the loading race is the first event, Group 1 go first. Deadlift is the second event. Group 2 go first. Group 1 will be the very last. And so it's a rolling.
That Group 2 is probably the best deadlift group.
It is, yeah. So they're going to set the standard.
3 huge deadlifters in that one. It's going to be very... Group 3, the only group with only 1 former finalist in, but that is a tough group as well.
It is tough,
A couple of new exciting ones to look out for. This is going to be an exciting World's Strongest Man. I wasn't that excited about a month ago. But now we're getting close. Now these changes have been made. The events got released. The athlete groups have been announced. I'm very excited to see how it goes.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that Worlds are being a bit more forthcoming now about bringing information out, because I think if we can't have a live stream, at least bring the fans with you in terms of sharing information and sort of bringing them into
Bring us in, let us have some fun with it. It's going to be an exciting competition as always. Tom Stoltman looking in great shape in training. He does this, doesn't he? He comes into World's Strongest Man in shape. Yeah. Hell of a group though. Mitch Hooper, the man that hasn't lost since last year's World's Strongest Man. Very tough group. Group 3. Lucas, Shane, Matthias Ginishkowski, Evan Singleton,
Now.
Evans Nana, Rain O'Neill. Reno's an exciting one. I know so many people are looking forward to. Group 4, again, another tough one. I've got my money on Luke Richardson and Trey Mitchell, but you've got, former finalists in Tristan Hoth and Maxime Boudreau. You've got Andre Foytu, the youngest man in the competition.
Yeah.
Group 5, another one stacked. Oh my goodness.
It's horrible. Like, it's great, but it's horrible as well.
It's always going to be the case. You've got 25 athletes this year. You're 5 down on the amount you're going to have. So it should be super high standard. Only 5 in each group. The fact there's only 5 guys in each group also, just to kind of point out, you really have to be on it every single event, because you can't really escape from someone.
No.
You can't get away from people with 5
away.
points.
No.
So you've got to be focused on each and every event, and obviously with it all counting towards the final, there is no area to hide and just chill out. This year's Worlds is going to be a fun one.
I won't be chilled.
Give us your predictions, guys. Let us know who you think is going to get through to the final. Do you like the changes at World's Strongest Man, and what do you think of these groups? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys next time.